I'm here to have a bit of a chit chat with you as the sun goes down. Have a good look as the sun goes down. I was watching a few of my lives today. They're pretty funny, actually. They're not too bad. My eyes getting a bit better, slowly. So I have no idea what's in there. I think it's all junk mail, mate. Oh no, it's a letter.
Not one to want. Synergy and St. John.
Nah, they're not the ones we want. Two people, Philip. Yes. How are you, Mr. Murphy? I'm on here. You're very not loyal, just very supportive. Thank you. Thank you so much for jumping on. Not really much. Just quick say hello. That's all. Um, happy to be here. Happy that you're here. What else is going on in the internet world? Yeah, it's just having a look at the lives and um, very very funny, really. But I will have to review all the people I've given wrenches to. Been seeing a few things in other people's lives. But lives are a great way at the moment when I'm not making content. Oh, it is. To be sure, Mr. Murphy. I mean, Christ. Can you get any Irish? I don't think you can. Well, Healy, that's where our family's from. Healy. Very, very Irish. From the west coast. No, not the west coast, the east coast of Ireland is. Look, trolls are always going to come. Good morning, Tony. Good afternoon, Tony. It'll be afternoon, I think. Tony, I meant to ask you a question, Tony. With respect, you remind me of Thor's uncle that works on Maniacs. Okay, German Britzula. How are you going, German? Yes, all respect has been shown, and you're still here. Not trolling. How are you? No, good on you, mate. No, I'm good, mate. I'm very good. Just having a moment with my drink and my afternoon ciggy. I'm saying hello. There'll be no more. I wouldn't mind starting up the bike though. I wouldn't mind starting up both of them actually, just to sort of piss neighbours off a bit. Who doesn't mind? The sound of the V-twin engines. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool indeed. Um, yeah, caught up with a few videos today. My friends in Australia, my friends in America, my friends in England. Very, very cool. Morning, Mark. What's the question, Dave? Okay, yeah. Where are you based? Is it between Coffs Harbour and Ninbin, Lismore area, that area, or are you more inland towards, say, Casino, Grafton, or oh, yes, of course, Mr. Murphy. And I wait with bated breath for your impending return. Oh, to be sure, to be sure. Boona, I've heard of Boona. Yep, that's all you need to say. I'll look it up and I'll make sure it's very much in our wheelhouse of where I'm going on our trip. So I'm sort of roughly planning the trip and also calculating expenses because bloody hell, it's mind you, if I swag a bit, it'll be a lot cheaper. I've got to get hold of a Jaffel iron and a couple of cans of braised steak and onions. And you put the braised steak and onions in the Jaffels, and they're pretty bloody nice. So we have a little fire. And no, I haven't, mate. Not with a sidecar. Or I have never ridden a trike. Have I ever been on a trike? I don't think I have. I've seen plenty of them. I mean, when I think of sidecars, I think of Urials, the Russian motorcycles. They're pretty cool. They've got it all sort of fitted out for the apocalypse. I'm sure it's very expensive to live in Ireland, Mr. Brutzilla, German Brutzilla. Just over the New South Wales. You are in Queensland. Yep, I know where you are. Are you near? Oh God, Twin Towns. Tweed Heads. It's Tweed Heads, isn't it? I should be right to ride in Queensland. Still, I don't know. I haven't paid one of their speeding fines, so I don't know. And I know that police in Queensland just don't like bikers 100%. They just don't like them. And I guess my plate would pick up, an unpaid fine. Oh, okay. So, you really shouldn't be riding in, mate, I would love to do the 66. But I would, more importantly than riding the 66, for me, it's the connections I've made recently would be the reason why I would go to America, to hang out with those guys. It's like anywhere, you go to a different country, you don't really want the tourist thing. You want the local experience, I think you have a much better time when you have that local experience. So I almost stepped into a travel agent yesterday to get advice on what to do. So I'm going to look at some finances, and I'm going to see about getting myself over to the good old US of A. And if I'm going to go to the US of A, I'm bloody well going to go and stop through Europe too, because I've got friends in Europe. I've got family in Ireland. I've got family in England. I've got a little nephew in Ireland who's 18 years old, and he's right into the motorcycles, and he thinks his Uncle Dave's, all that. So I'll just go over there and debunk his opinion of all of that. Hello from Australia, KS. How you going? Good that you're another Australian. I have been neglecting a lot of my Australian content followers and subscribers, but rest assured, we're doing another trip across from Perth to Brisbane, and respect the clan. Yeah, well, not the Ku Klux Klan. I don't respect them. They're a bit of a sort of, so if that's where you're coming from, Sebastian, might have jumped into the wrong chat, and I'll give you the chance to make that decision, whether or not Dave's channel's suitable for you or not. But no, I'm not really much of a racial separatist. I get on very well with the Indigenous black fella here in Australia, because I feel that if the world goes to shit, better to have a couple of black fella friends to help you hunt out in the outback, and they'll know where all the okay, I'm new. What is your channel about? All right. Well, first off, KS, welcome, wholeheartedly welcome to Dave's channel. My channel is about these things. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. That's what my channel's all about. And the roads in Australia that I ride and the adventures that I have, the people that I meet, the those sorts of things. If that's something that gravitates towards you and you dig what Harley Davidson long haul motorcycle travel is, consider giving me a subscription. Consider going through some of the old videos, have a look. I'm not as polished, perhaps, as our dear $1 million Bogan. Mind you, we were talking about him today in America. I'm on the sort of fence, you know. I don't like the way he treats Colin. I think he should be there, you know, lapping up as much information and rather than painting him as a bit of a goose. But that's not for me to say. It makes content. But, you know, is that content? It's not that I don't like $1 Million Bogan. Nice bike. I was lost. Italy. Oh yeah, man. How lucky are you to be riding in Italy? Okay, the heaven and earth to ride a bike. Sardinian. Just let me write a few things down because I like researching. Sardinian, and it's the heaven in earth to ride the bike. You must Google it. The heaven in earth ride. Okay, yes, KS, I am in WA. I'm north of Perth. G'day, Aussie vintage rider. Very good to see you here again. Yeah, no, look, I am not gonna. I'm not going to mince words. The next series about getting across Australia, it's going to be a ripper. I don't quite know what the content's going to be yet. There's a sort of a formula that I have, but there's going to be some bush camping, and I haven't done that in my vlogs yet. It's all been hotels and, you know, complete waste of fucking money, really. But yeah, the money's running out, and I want to get to America. So, you know, I might need 50 grand to get to America. And, you know, that's buying a bike over there. Not a really expensive one, just a good, decent one from Miami, Burt's Barracuda. And then I'd happily donate that bike back to Forgotten Angels to raise some money for you know, young adults in need, because that's a very dear charity that's close to my heart. I haven't really been affected in my life by the loss of cancer, so I don't feel that I want to support that sort of charity, but I have had a bit to do with foster care kids or wards of the state. What do they do when they turn 18? And so I don't really want to see them on the street. I want to see them in jobs, and I want to see them become, you know, community leaders, because I think out of adversity comes greatness. I think you have to be so far fucking down the rabbit hole that, you know, anything is up from there. So they just need a bit of a guidance, and, you know, I'd love Dave's channel to be spearheading this in Australia. This idea of helping recently aged out of the foster care system young men and women. I'm going to need help with the women, and I'm going to need to meet some really good motivated, staunch women who are on the same page as me about, handing down skills, directing young people into fulfilling lives. Because my life's been great. I've been very blessed, to have two freaking nice fucking Harley Davidsons. So I hope the trip will be interesting. Mr. Vintage riders, Aussie vintage riders. We're aiming for the end of October, when hopefully my mate comes over on an aeroplane from the eastern states and we load the bikes up and we are off. I might have to just make sure that they're fully serviced. We all got good tyres. I think we might be needing a front tyre for the Softail Slim chopper. So that's about $380 maybe. But, it's peace of mind having good rubber. So please, more than welcome to ask more questions. I can only really, it's a two-way thing, these chats, guys, I get a bit stumbled on hearing myself all the time, and I respond quite well to questions. So please feel free to comment something rather than, that always sorts the wheat from the chaff. I had 22, now 14. Well, we won't ask any questions. We just want to troll you, man. No, it's all good. I've been jumping on a few lives with other people that I don't know, having listened to their opinions and what they have to offer. And it's good, some bad, some really crazy. I suppose we could talk about the Colombian War Machine right now. Who's seen the Colombian War Machine? Come on, I wait for your answer. Who knows who the Colombian War Machine is? Nobody? Okay, the Colombian War Machine is a guy out of America who just loves his armory. And I love gun content. There's no two ways about it. It does stem back from my time in the military when I was a younger man. And this is my rifle, this is my gun, this is for fun, and this is for sun. I loved my gun. I loved my time in the military. It taught me how to be... It taught me how to get along with people. It also taught me that people are fucking dangerous and unpredictable. And how do I read situations? And it's given me a sixth sense, which I've been very, very lucky to have had. It's funny, I think the chat's just broken down. So that's no good, guys. The chat has broken down. Is someone in the chat, messing with the questions and the responses? Because that'd be no good. You're shooting yourself in the foot for content. Or who knows? Who likes Jack Daniels? I do. Who likes Harley Davidson motorcycles? I do. Who likes space rock? Hawkwind. Pink Floyd and what else other things have we got that Motorhead and AC/DC. Anything I play like that that's not bootlegged, I'll get flagged for, and it's no good. It's a hard one. So, good day. Yes. So we had KS. Yeah, righto. Yep. I know we are, Tony. Kyogle. Do you go to Kyogle a bit, Tony? Or, you know, tell you what we'll do. We'll restart it so the chat can be broadcasted, because I have no idea what's going on with this chat. It's not playing the game. All right, hold on. But we're back again. So hopefully the chat. Where is the chat? How do we get to the chat? How do we get to the chat? I don't know how to get to the chat. Chat filter. All messages. There we go. Excellent. Okay, I've got you back. Yes, continue. Thank you. We're back now. Okay. Choke the woke. So choke the woke and probably okay. Choke the woke. So Choke the Woke would probably know all about Colombian war machine. About Colombian war machine. And his various armaments. I was just talking about how entertaining it was watching one of his videos, Colombian war machine. Hey, Elite, you've been coming and going. So you know, have you considered subscribing? You guys hit the ding-a-ling bell, and you get all the new vids that I'm planning, all the adventures riding these two things across the country. So they're my two motorcycles. I fucking love them. Obviously, I can't ride both of them. But what I do is I get my friends can borrow a bike, and you know, so I'm in Brisbane, I'm in Perth, Choke the Woke. So how many days will you be on the road this time going east? Brother, I don't really care. The longer the fucking better, to be honest. But probably 6. I know I can do it in 3, but I'll be just so fatigued, and what's the point? So let's double that, and let's do it in 6 days. 6 days, that's at least 8 episodes for a series, and that's always good. And then, you know, how are you guys with things like going onto the channel's dashboard or homepage, clicking the playlists, and just binge watching Dave's TV, you know, like as I do and a few other YouTubers. The Road Kings are special. It's a Road King special, 2002. It is a long way, you know, but what else am I doing? You know, I'm not working. And I really dig, and I've really got to get to the recording studio. That's what I've got to do, and work with my mate. So there'll be, you know, more content, because my mate did say he doesn't mind getting on camera if it's music related, but he doesn't want to have any political discussions, and he's all over that. But he's not really a fan of social media as much as I am. Yeah, work sucks, man. But then work also got me where I am today. So had I not gone to work, guys, there is absolutely no way I could have had the, you know, the clear trash. And Jesus, these bikes are fucking filthy. I didn't even realise that they were that bloody filthy. So there you go. Right, so I also make music and things like that. Work sucks. It fucking does suck. Work does suck. It just sucks badly. But we all need to do it to, you know, get ahead in our lives. If we don't work, then we're just, leaning off the system, And is that good? Is that bad? Yeah, okay. All right. Well, let's do that, Tony. You'd be more than welcome to. Mandatory medication stops. That's a given. So, good morning from Cincinnati, Ohio, USA. Good morning, Kyle. Thanks for dropping in. Did Helena get up to you? Cincinnati's sort of east USA, isn't it? Oh, working. Okay, no, it's working good. Josh, here he is, the Hawkwind man. Down, Hawkwind. Yes, a few more people have joined Dave's channel. I think this is a great way of promoting my content. Just jumping on a live. If people gravitate to what I'm doing, then I encourage you, check out the channel. Check out the artworks, the bikes, the music, the cannabis, law reform topics, those sorts of things. I'm really heavily focused on making content from. I love interviewing people, especially in the bike community here in Western Australia. But I've been thinking about, going to perhaps do the $1 million bike run in Melbourne, because I do have a sister. I have two sisters in Victoria, actually, which I would like to say hello to. And yes, I do, Sebastian. I don't smoke cannabis. I vape cannabis. Okay, now this is important, guys. FEMA stated they have no money to help. Yeah, I've heard of that. We do need a miracle. I know, man. I do know that. Wow. Yeah, no thanks. That FEMA. Fucking hell. Yeah. That's in January. So I'm thinking we might do that if you want, Tony. Nothing's set in stone, of course, and it's a long fucking way just to go for a bloody interview. But it is summertime, and Victoria is really pleasant in the summertime, except for the roads and the just the sheer amount of people. How do you think miracles work? Because you've got to believe in them. German and America needs. Yeah, fucking oath. This is, please choke the woke. Bong on, mate. But be savvy with your cannabis use. Be smart. We don't want to be dopey stoners. We want to be savvy stoners. We want to be smart. What's a fucking stoner? A stoner shouldn't be painted with that Cheech and Chong, dumb hippie. You're bloody gonna get nowhere in your life because you just smoke pot. Some of the most intelligent minds I know, at the end of the day, break out a reefer and wind up a place to unwind. And I think, yeah. Hey, choke the woke. Well done, mate. Well done. So, choke the woke. I like the name, choke the woke. Choke the woke. There you go, choke the woke. Thanks, man. Choke. Check out your new shiny chrome snap-on tool, mate. There you go. Yeah, you gotta just at night's great, just have a chuff at night. I haven't had any smoke. Or have I? I think I have had a vape today. But I'll get into that. We've been half an hour. Oh, okay. You did the Geelong ride. Yeah, okay. I don't necessarily really want to go on the ride because there's just so many bikes, and that has its own dangers, Tony. But on the day, see how we go. And if we end up being tail end Charlie, that's cool too. I don't mind being at the back of the pack. Let them all, and then we'll just find a parking spot wherever we like. But it's everything's still in the planning stage at the moment. Bike of Jesus, yes, Bike of Jesus. Right, Josh. Okay, so DS880. I think I had that for 3 months. Suzuki DS80. Then from that, I spent the $900 and bought a K2 Honda 750. So we're talking about 1980, 81. No, it would have been later. Would have been 80, 88, 89. 88, 89 when I bought my... I don't think it was 90s yet. Well, it could have been closer to that time. That was a really lovely bike, an ex-police Honda 750 with all the police stuff stripped off it, but it still maintained the colour, so it was still white, bit of the gold chrome trim. Just a lovely, lovely K2 Honda bike. So that's not what we want. So, g'day, Bill. How are you, Bill? I'm okay, mate. Then, I got into a myriad, Josh, of motorcycles, all secondhand, crappy Japanese bikes. But the whole idea was about keeping moving, being moving. XJs. I was really big on the XJ Yamahas, 550s, 650s. FJ 1200s. Then I went to MT01 1700 Yammies, the big Buell looking things. And then, I think it was around 2008 when I purchased my first Harley Davidson. No, it wasn't. It was 2010 because the bike I bought was a 2009 Road King secondhand for $25,000 or $26,000, I think. Beautiful bike, but it was a bit of a lemon. But we sorted all the problems out under the warranty that I was given. And the bike eventually got up to do 250,000 plus kilometers. And I got some money, and so I was fairly cashed up. Bought another bike. I bought a 2018 Sport Glide, and I did a stage 4 build on it. So I had a bike, and that was around the time of the northern New South Wales horrific bushfires. Anyway, I had a mate of mine living up there you'd know this, Tony, you'd know this place. Not Talgum. What's it called? It's just before Drake. That town just before Drake. Is it Talgum? No, it's not Talgum. It's not Talgum. But it's something like that. And it's after Casino. It's after Casino. It's after Kyogle. It's on the way to Tenterfield, but you've got to go on the Bruxner Highway. No, it's not Taree. That's further south, but you might be from Taree, Richard. Taree, I know Taree pretty well. I lived in Port Macquarie for a few years, that area. I don't even think it was a few years. I think it was one year I lived in Port Macquarie, in a bush block, and I just grew lots of dope. And no, not Wooden Bog, because that's the Mount Lindsay Road, which I much prefer than the Bruxner Highway. It's not Tyalgum. What the fuck is the town? Anyway, his house and his sheds burnt down, and he lost all his Harleys. He had an Indian there, a 1920 Indian, that ended up just being a frame and a molten puddle in the bush. It was just so sad. Anyway, I got a bit of insurance in for his shed, and I said, look, mate, I've got a Harley here. You can have it for $3,500. And he fucking jumped at it, and he loved it. It was just was helping a mate out. I knew he had no money, but he was so pissed off that he lost all his bikes in a deliberately lit fire. So, the woman was charged, insurances were paid, but he only had the cover for his shed, not the contents in his shed, just the actual structure. So he was, yeah, no worries, Bill. It was good that you came in. Sort out dinner, mate. It's getting late over there now. It'll be definitely around the 8 o'clock-ish mark, 7:45 or something in South Australia. So glad you came in. So I'm glad you said hello. You're a cool dude, Billy. Drive safe. Have a great evening, mate. Yeah, that's a little story about the Road King, the 2009 FLH standard Road King. I let it go to a mate. And the Sport Glide, well, what happened with that Sport Glide was that I was involved in a crash, and a car took out my shoulder. It severed the top of the shoulder bone. The I don't know what the glenoid, I think they call that, up there. So there's a ball, there's like a knuckle. Anyway, the car's hit it, boom, completely severed it, taken out all of the stuff, and they've had to give me a metal joint in there. So, forgive me if I'm, I struggle a little bit on the guitar and stuff. But anyway, so I let that bike go for very cheaply to my brother. Now, before I let it go, I did a full rebuild on the bike. I checked that the frame wasn't compromised. I checked that nothing was so the bike wasn't hit directly. What impacted the car was my shoulder. So I managed to save the bike. Now my brother's got the bike and he loves it. He absolutely adores it. So favorite strain of weed at the moment, I've got a Kush Cookie 25% strain called Topaz, and there's another one that's a 28% strain called have you ever rode a Goldwing? They have cigarette lighters, I know, mate, and cup holders and fucking toasters out the back. The Goldwings, I know, it's mad. I've seen them, I've never ridden one. Mind you, saying that, oh, where was it? Might have been in Darwin, or was it Mount Isa? It was one of those places. I saw a guy on a Goldwing doing a rally, and his Goldwing was completely stripped. It was just the tank, the engine. These fucking Goldwings have huge monolithic engines, and all the top boxes, all the panniers, all of that was removed. It looked bloody interesting. It looked fucking interesting, this bike. So, but yeah, I don't ride Japanese bikes anymore. But then I shouldn't say that, You never know what tomorrow brings, You just don't. I might get a little XT, 250 trail bike and fucking love it because I can tear up through the bush. You know, you just don't know. You know, you just don't know what tomorrow brings. You can have conversations and eat drinks and everything. Yeah, I know you can on these Gold Wings. They're just they're fantastic with the bloody Bluetooth speaker earphone thing, and mind you, I have been a subscriber to. I sing my own songs on the bike. I don't need a radio. I don't need all those things, cassette decks and all those sorts of things. They are fucking heavy. They're fucking heavy. They're a big, cumbersome bike. Saying that though, so is the Road King. The Road King's a very heavy bike compared to the Softail. The Softail is not as it's a much nimbler bike than the Softail Slim. And the Road King is just absolutely a monolith. It's so heavy. But anyway, that's the little. They have wheels that come down when you stop. I know. I've seen that. It's mad, eh? They're little hydraulic wheels that just pop down when the bike goes at a certain speed. They'll automatically retract. Yeah, it's fucking mad. Dave, I've been scrolling YouTube for the past several hours, and your live is the only thing that I've actually stopped to watch. You seem like a truly genuine guy. Kyle, thank you. Thank you very kindly. I do pride myself on being genuine, and no, I'll call a spade, and mate, I thank you, Kyle. Good man, and a nice long response. That's what I like. War and peace in a novel as a response. You know, that's that. You know, mate. You know, that's the way. He's a Queenslander by heart, Richard Jones. Yeah, look, I loved Queensland. I absolutely loved far north Cooktown, far north Queensland when I lived up there on a hippie commune called Auravale. It was the gateway to Cedar Bay, not Cedar Bay, but cedar, as in the tree cedar. And you go through Weary Bay, and then you go around. It's where the hippies all, you know, moved out of Sydney and went up there and started building their houses. And cheers, Kyle. Cheers. This is what happens when you sub, brother. This is what happens, mate. Enjoy your new wrench. You know, it's a good thing. It's a fucking good thing. Thanks for stopping in, man. I mean, I've trawled the net a bit of times too, but this is why I'm doing these lives, to sort of meet new people, slowly grow my channel a little bit. I've got the options to get a little bit of money. You know, nothing huge. I'm not, you know, like a Byron Bay, you know, goddess influencer who's, you know, raking it in with her wispy locks and her sort of, oh geez, who's that? Stevie Nicks flowing dresses, and you know, up by the lighthouse, you know, selling facial products. No, that's not me. But you know, a cup of coffee, a sandwich, and a tank of fuel, mate. I'm happy as a pig in shit, and we can, you know, ride on down the road a little bit more. And that's what I fucking dig. Cairns or Townsville? No, Townsville for things like our services, you know, service the bike, get all parts for the bike. But as I was going to live anywhere north of Cairns, I've got a friend who lives Holloway's Beach. She's a very cool lady. I know a few of the Vietnam veteran boys from up that way, up in far north Queensland, and they have always been just the best gentlemen could ever hope to meet. Hello, Rona Assis. Hello, Sir Davids. That's so cool. You know, what are you talking about? We are talking about mostly motorcycle related content. Little bit of medical cannabis, Lucky. We're talking about. I'm just sort of reaching out to a few of my online friends. That's what we're talking about. What would you like us to talk about, Lucky? You're more than welcome to make a topic up and see how we go. Yes, much love. You're very cool. Okay, rolling with T-Bone. Early morning here on the east coast of America. T-Bone, I sent you a bit of a message, mate. And I've been looking into our Australian cryptics. I think we've got one called the Yowie. We definitely got, with our Indigenous Australians, we've got the Featherfoot Man. He's a bit like a ghost or. So I read the comment, T-Bone. It's quite good, mate. Yeah. So you know what I mean. Anyway, how are you, brother? I like your new direction in your channel, and I support it so much. Whatever you feel like doing on your platform is good enough for Dave's channel, mate. I support whatever you do, whatever content you make. I love your way you interview people. I think you have a certain class, and I think you have earned respect from your viewers. And I don't know if you're much of a drinker, T-Bone, but I'll have a swig of Jack's as a toast to you. To T-Bone, everyone. And not only that, to T-Bone for showing me around America and allowing me to have a deeper connection with Americans on a level that I could never have fathomed 17 months ago when I decided to pick up a GoPro camera and start making a few films. Because I was lying in a hospital bed and I couldn't ride anymore. And I started tuning into the $1 Million Bogan. And I sort of thought, yeah, he's a little bit cocky, but, that gets views, I suppose. It's all about getting views. But what it's essentially doing is allowing me to experience what it's like to ride from my hospital bed. And that was huge. So there is that perspective in some of my videos that if you are sick and you can't ride, you can just tune in and ride vicariously through me. And I think a few people have done that, and they've appreciated going and seeing the country from a bike. So, yes, Mr. Bogan was a bit of an inspiration. And then it's just grown from there. When did I pick him up? I picked him up when he went to England. So that's just before that's the series before the, that's the series before the Bolivian Death Road. So he got a little chopper in Scotland. He rode to Scotland, and good on him. He's got the finances to do those things. I certainly, when I started YouTubing, I had a few Copper Hill Master. Great to meet you. Okay, yeah, righto. Copper Hill 633 current master. Yeah, right. And that's where I sort of decided to do YouTubing a bit more full time than just do it sort of as a bit of a hobby. And I also thought, I've done a few film courses at school and at uni as part of my visual art a visual art degree, so I'm no stranger to editing and putting things together and making a bit of a film. Granted, my first films were very rough, but I had no yardstick to gauge what makes a good film, what makes people keep coming back. And as time went on, it was all about being authentic. Don't be someone that you're not. Don't be, just don't be someone that you're not. Be authentic, and it works. Yeah, it was good. It's a lot of reason why a lot of people his subscriber base really increased, and really in America, Bogan has Shade Tree Army to really thank. You know, a lot of people got onto Bogan through Shade Tree. Angel Tits loved the glad rap. No, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Angel Tits, yeah, whatever. Judge Dredd, how's it going, mate? I've got a bike called Judge Dredd. My bike's a bit Judge Dredd. I'll just turn the light on. You might like this Judge Dredd. Don't know if you can really see it. It's a bit of a Judge Dredd bike, that one. So yeah, that's what I ride around the country on. Oh yeah, okay, Bad Boy Bubby. Yeah, right, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's masterpiece, Bad Boy Bubby. I didn't really get into it, but I should have, because as a 13, 14-year-old boy, I was a bit of a skinhead, sort of like the Dead Kennedys and the Exploited and a bit of the Sex Pistols. But now I look back at those times with sheer horror and embarrassment, because my true calling was always the blue collar, working class bogan, the long hair, the long hair. It was always my calling, but God, we go through. Mind you, I was very influenced back then by the Who's movie Quadrophenia. I think that came out when I was at school, and we were all absolutely, turned on by Quadrophenia, and then later Pink Floyd's The Wall. Those sorts of things influenced me as a child, anyway. And yeah, okay. yeah, mad Judge Dredd off Bad Boy Bubby. Yeah, I really get into fucking. There's just so many better Australian actors than fucking Russell Crowe. But that's all right. I mean, for the American guys, if you haven't seen the movie Stone, do yourself a favour and look it up. It's a bikey movie. It's certainly where we all cut our teeth on how to ride motorcycles in Australia and the community and the culture. It was a bit of a Bible for us. Yeah, Comfortably Numb. Yeah, it was too, mate. Yeah, it was your theme song. Yeah, because fucking whatever happened to you, mate? God damn. But then one day, in your vlogs, I hope that you will. Yeah, see, Roll with T-Bone. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The Undertaker and Dr. Death and Stone on his Norton as he rides up with his little red carnation to sort of portent, the hint of what's going to happen in the future. I think, so that's why Stone is a bit of a cult classic. Yeah, the 90s were great, mate. The 90s was but I'm thinking, I'm talking mainly here early 80s, late 70s, early 80s is the time where I sort of cut my teeth a bit and first knew about motorcycles, I think, in 1975. on a little 50cc whiz bang thing. I never got it out of first gear, but I was hooked. I was hooked from that first ride. I was always going to have motorcycles in my whole life. Oh yeah, they're pretty cool. Powderfinger. Yeah. So yeah, before they were famous, you know, and there's another band I saw before they got famous. It might have been Rose Tattoo. Before they got famous, and there's a couple of West Australian bands too. Hoodoo Gurus and the other guy who was Reg Mombassa and his mate. We used to do the Stone was made in 74. That's right, but it wasn't another year. It wasn't another 10 years before I'd got hold of the movie, and then that's where I cut my teeth on it. And I think it's the language they use, T-Bone, in the movie that sort of we were able to relate to, and that was cool. That was cool. Anyway, I look forward to more cryptics of the American. It's such a good topic, especially leading up to Halloween. I think, yeah, mate, and it's really good to hear you talk about your researching and you wanting to put out respectfully correct content. And that's amazing, mate. That's really good stuff. I'm right there. Wayne Green and Farm Plant 9, Scarborough Hotel. Oh yeah, righto. There you go. Yes. There you go, Joe. I'm wondering if I remember them. Definitely remember Dave Hole and that's good. Okay, if I look it up a bit. Right, it's good that you're all talking. T-Bone, really cool that you joined us, mate. Yeah, what a drawing, you're right. That Aussie hat with the digger hat. So that's what we call our slouch hat. So when I was in the military, everyone gets a hat. It's flat on that side, and it comes at the or was it the other side where it's flat and it comes down a bit, and it's the edge of the hat folds up, and you always wore that hat in parades and drills. We also had a beret and the Tommy Bush hat, which was a small little cloth hat. I was just thinking about. I was watching another mate of mine in America, and we were talking about the bayonets on our knives and the bayonets put on our guns, and how these fucking things get the job done. Oh dear. Yeah, so it brought back a few memories about my army days as a young 18-year-old David Van Beek, and I haven't kept any of my military gear at all. I didn't keep any of the shirts. I didn't, it was sad, really, as an older man, that I don't have any of that stuff anymore. Because I think when I left the army, I just wanted to be a hippie. I moved straight pretty well to northern New South Wales, and I found grass and it was open your mind, that sort of stuff. One's hand killing is all right. Okay, well, we're just going to close the shed up now. I'm going to say thanks for joining me. All have a very good Saturday night. Saturday. America would be Saturday. Over here in Australia, it's Saturday night. Don't fight. Don't hurt anybody. be kind to each other. I'm glad I picked up a new subscriber here with Choke the Woke, and a few others. Yeah, and Kyle, thanks, mate. Thanks for the talk. Thanks for your battles scrolling today, and then ending up with me. So, very. Yes, I will soon choke the woke. I will be smoking. It'll be choke the weed. Jump off. Yeah, cool, mate. Go and have a great day, T-Bone. Again, personally to you, T-Bone, thank you for all that you've done in promoting my channel in America. I do have much to celebrate by the friends and connections that I've made, and by golly, by jingo, if I ever go there, we'll be going for a ride together, mate. So I'm never going to say never, because I'm definitely inspired. And I yesterday almost walked into a tourist shop to get some advice. So there you go. And Mr. Hooligan, yeah, no worries. Look, sorry you got to work, mate, but hey, good to see you. I was just having a bit of a rave. If you feel like rewatching, it was only a little bit over an hour. Just having a rave, having a bit of a chit chat. I appreciate Tony from Boonah in Queensland. I look forward to seeing him. And I look forward to seeing you all, whether online or in person. Hello, Beth. You've come to the very end of the channel, the very end of my live. I was only on for a little while, but I really dig people coming in. Yeah, have a smoke and chill. Good on you, Tony. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye now.